What's up, everybody? Chillbo back once again, and this time we're going into the vaults. We're taking out a game that kind of got a bad rap, especially on Board Game Geek and the community. And I gotta tell you, I know why it got a bad rap. It got a bad rap because the rules are very, not well understood, let's say. The game is Exalted, Legacy of the Unconquered Sun, as opposed to the Conquered Sun, I guess. And it's a good quest bearing game. It's in a land set in the Exalted solar legacy themed world, and I don't know much about it other than it was pretty popular at one time, I guess. Anyway, this is the game that was made from it, because it's got a whole universe going on. And we're only going to be worried about the universe I'm playing right now in this game. So I'm going to do my best with the rules. The rules are, as I said, they're a little bit ambiguous. There's been little to no help from the community because the community just doesn't know or doesn't like the game. But I got to tell you, it's not bad, and I'm going to take it slow. I'm going to take it step by step. I'm going to take each encounter with the rivals that our characters have to face. Right now, this game is just going to be about the introduction. I'm going to read that. And I'm going to read, no, I'm not going to read the setup. I'm going to actually do the setup. I'm going to show you all the components and everything that has to go on with this game. My channel is free. And somebody wanted to know if I'm Chillbo Cameron, also the musician. And I am. And that'll be my only plug. My only plug, if you want to hear my CD for free, you go to chillbocameron.com. And you listen to my free latest album. You could click on one of those links, go to Spotify and Amazon, one of those places. Anyway, that's my shameless plug. So yes, I am Chillbo Cameron, the musician. All right, so back to Legacy of the Unconquered Sun. We're going to read what it says, the premise in the rule book. And then from there, I'm going to show you all the pieces and what the game entails. So here we go. In Exalted, Legacy of the Unconquered Sun, players assume the roles of heroes among the Solar Exalted. I don't know what that is, but we are Solar Exalted people. These men and women are selected by the powers of creation to rise above the mortal masses. They become champions of the people and protectors of the world. That means undertaking missions and challenges scattered across the land and gaining prestige and virtue for adventurous deeds. And yet, despicable villains, of course, because we have no game, and forces of nature lurk in creation. Yeah, just like real life, threatening the land and the solars themselves. The Exalted, who prove most valorous. Now, I'm playing a co-op game. I'll explain that in a second. In the face of all these dangers, are worthy of undergoing an epic quest for the solar's celestial patron. Those who fulfill their calling by completing one of the epic quests are the winners of the game, and in this case, it's going to be everybody. The chosen of the Unconquered Sun, or in this case, it's going to be chosens. If all the epic quests become unavailable, or 4 years pass without a winner, the Solars have all failed and lost the game. And just tell us how we can work together, and that's what we're going to be doing. If you want to pause that and read that bottom, that's fine. Okay, so this game can be played competitively, and Solars, which is our characters, can actually team up and work together during the competitive game even too. But this game I'm going to play completely cooperatively. Our players are going to move together. They're going to fight together if they can. And they're just going to be like a party, like a band of people that go around this large map, actually. It's a really big board. And the pieces are nice in this game, too. But let's go over the pieces. First of all, let's move that to the side. All right. You'll get a load of the map. I'll show you the map in a second. These are the 5 epic quests. Of only 3 of them are going to be appearing in the game. And if all 3 of them disappear, which can happen, we lose the game. All we have to do is solve one of the 3 quests that will be displayed at the beginning of the game, which we're going to be setting up a little bit. Game comes with 10 10-sided dice. Sometimes you need more to roll, but we'll do our best. These are the solar casts. These are the player characters, actually. And there's 5 of them. I'm going to be choosing 2 of them at random. I love random. The board is big. Right here, the game is about time. It's about a time-controlled game. That's the mechanic. This is the little spinning time wheel that you'll see. It'll point to a certain month wherever this little arrow is, and it'll be in this, tracks. Right now, it starts off in no man's land on this little calibration symbol here. That means it's not a month. It's just to reset some stuff in the game and to just start a new year. If this goes around 4 times and I haven't won yet, then I haven't won at all. I've lost. Over here to the side are where the quests. There are minor quests in the game. They go up to 7 quests, but it depends how many people play. In this game, there's going to be only 2. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quests. And these are little markers that'll show on the map where quest number 1 would be located. So they're just little place markers. On the board, there are 5 locations where the epic quests will be taken out or fought. There's with these dragon symbols here. And the only way to get to them are through these provinces, these little circles. So it's usually 3 spots to come into an epic quest. So they're not on the map. They're kind of off the map, and you gotta take these little ocean voyages to get to them. And in order to do that, you gotta spend some jade. And jade is the currency of the game. And I'll explain what the jade is. So there's 5. 1, 2. There's 1 up top there. There's 1 on the east. And there's 1 over here on the south. And again, all taking 3 provinces to get to. Alright, these are the provinces. And you could just freely move between them. Mountains don't matter. It's just for effect. The rivers don't matter if you wanted to cross them. But the best way to move is along a river because the spots are larger and they cover more ground. And when we only have a certain amount of time to get somewhere, it's probably easier to follow a river. All right. These are the quest cards. I'll set them up in a little bit. We'll choose 5 of them. These are the dominions. And the dominions are the places, I said provinces, they're really dominions. They tell us where to place things on the map. So it's not just a random, well, it is kind of random, but it's actually on the card, and you'll see how that works. These are our rivals. There are 30 of them. They're going to come into the game as soon as we earn our first renown token. And I'll show you what that is, because those are very important to have. Then we have charms. Charms are like abilities that our characters can get throughout the game. And we have rewards. Rewards are items that we can get throughout the game. And I know already going in that each character, I'm going to display them right here, starts off with 3 charms. I don't know what they are. And they start off with 5 jade. They're also going to start off with something called essence. This is essence. This is almost like magical power that we have. And some things do cost essence to do. And that's not interchangeable between players. But the jade is. And you'll see that as we go. I'm going to have one pool of jade, really. But I'll keep them separate. But as far as jade, it's interchangeable. And it doesn't matter where the solar is on the map. The solar could be anywhere from the other solar. And they could freely trade jade. These are the renown tokens in this bag. They're one of the 5 colors that I showed you for the epic quests. And we're going to need a certain configuration of these tokens to be able to try to solve a part of an epic quest. You can't do it unless you have that that combination of tokens. These here, this is where the epic quest markers are going to go, so we know where the epic quests are going to be. And that's it with the pieces. Right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to roll some die, and we're going to figure out who our characters are going to be playing. We're going to study them a little bit, and we're going to look at the epic quests. So let's do the epic quests first. So there's our epic quests. There are 5 of them. I have to remove 2, so we have 3 left. And this is very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roll the die, and that's the one we remove. Number 8. So we're going to remove this 4th one. We'll never see it. We'll never know what it does. And now same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9s and 10s don't count. There's 2. The first one is going to go away. And ta-da! We have our 3 epic quests of the game. So let's take a look at them. And again, there's no harder or they're all hard. Epic quests are hard, and of course they're hard because that's what you need to do. Solve one of these to win the game. Anyway, let's see if we can now. A lot of these words, I'm going to tell you right now. I know I'm a good reader and understander of words, I think, but these are not the easiest things. So this is, and the design is a little screwy too, because it's hard to read. But here we go. It's the orrery of Arainthu, whatever that means. And this is a cataclysm. This thing will happen if I let this epic quest go unsolved and it goes away. I'll show you what that means. Nice little design. This is the orrery. And these are the renown tokens that we're going to need to do to be able to solve 3 parts of this epic quest. A yellow one, a red one, and this last one, the white one, is the actual win of the game or loss of the game. So the yellow one, there's green, yellow, and red. Usually the greens are the easiest, then yellow, then, of course, red being the hardest. And in the epic quest, this is actually the hardest. This little slash, well, it tells you what the objective is. This is just good storyline of what's going to be happening. This is how many dice you roll in these certain traits, and I'll show you what the traits are. In this one, this little dash here, slash, makes you roll either or. In whatever trait you have, that's better, of course, because you roll more dice. This doesn't have the either or slash, so basically that's you must do this, you must do this, you must do this. And you must be successful in all of them by rolling 2 10-sided die over here and whatever trait that would be. I don't know what it is offhand. I think it's stealth. I'm not sure. Anyway, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s succeed. And if you roll a 10 is 2 successes. So keep that in mind. If we solved this part of the quest, we would get Spoils of War. The Spoils of War here, these are Motes of Essence. Those are those amber-colored circle beady things I showed you. And, of course, a charm card. This is split between the people that played in the quest. Hopefully it's going to be all of us. This is a symbol for Jade, split. And this is a reward card. Can't split the reward card, but you could give it to one of the people that were in it. And of course, if you win, you're the chosen of the Unconquered Sun. So we have the Orrery of Arainthu as our first quest, and I'm going to stick it up here. And before we go any further, we draw a Dominion card. The Dominion card shows us where that quest is going to be. Now, the first quest on that epic quest is a yellow quest. So I go to this card. Now, this took me a little while to get used to. But you see how there's a north here? That means just face this card north and then go to the yellow symbol, which is right here, which, if I had to guess, looks like it's right here. That's where that quest will be. Now, you'll see this is a white symbol here. I believe it is white. So we're going to go over to this little, the white marker, and I'm going to place it right there. So I know that the first part of that quest is located right here, but I can't attempt it until all my people, the two of them, have 2 greens, a blue, a white, and we're going to call that red for this game. I get a little, I'm not colorblind, but I get a little colorblind when it shows me a purple, and I don't know what the purple one really is, because it's a strange looking color. Now, I'm already making an error. This is not white. See, it's very hard. I know, I see the background here. This is actually green. And because it's green, I'm going to just switch out the token I just put down. And we're going to go for the green one. And we're going to put the green one right where it belongs. See, and that's what I mean about this game. The yellow part still stays because we're going by the color of the top yellow here. So we'll discard that. And then we go for our next quest. So we got the Orrery of Arainthu. And we got the Eye of Autochthon. I'm going to pronounce that as best as I can. That's a cataclysm that I'll have to read off camera because I can't read it at all the way it is. And what we need to get in here, 2 greens, 2 blues, and a red. And this, I'm going to say, is the red. So let's get our red. We'll place that on the number 2 slot up there. We'll get our little red token, or orange. And then we have to pull a Dominion. And we're looking at yellow. Now, in this case, this doesn't have the north symbol, as some of them don't. So you really got to kind of be creative. And I think the creativity, I look at these river lines. That's probably the best way to do it. And, well, let's see. Let's see where it is. Okay. Okay. I think we might have something going on down here. Let's see. Let's move it this way. And as I said, this is why it gets a little hairy. All right, we found it. It's way down here. That should be that. I don't see how it isn't, but yeah, because there's the river. Here's this other river, which is exactly what this is. And way in the corner here, on the yellow left here, we have it. So let's grab our little thing. And that is where the red quest goes. We discard the Dominion. And then we look at the final epic quest. Now this one I could almost read. the Flying Citadel of Bagrash Kal. And there's the artwork. And the artwork is pretty nice in this game too. They're really, and these are really thick, laminated, really nice. Okay, so we need the blue, green, 2 whites, and the orange. So we'll put that in the 3rd slot up there. We have to pull a Dominion. That's going to happen quite a lot. I'm not playing the game Dominion, but I'm going to be saying Dominion quite a lot. We have to pull now the really the white token. And let's see where this is going to go. Okay, we're looking for that yellow. And as I look, does that make sense? Okay, here's a red somewhere. It looks like it's down here. It is down here. Okay. Yep, we got it. Where'd my little white thingy go? Well, we're going to place it. Here it is. Right down. Looks like here. That's correct. That's exactly where it is. That matches up. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video after we select our characters. Let's do that first. And then I have to do that same thing we just did for the 3 epic quests. I'm going to have to do for 5, I'm going to say small quests, because I have no other word for them. And then after that's done, I'll show you where they are. But right now, let's choose our 5. Out of our 5 solars, we're going to choose 2 of them. And same choice. This time I want the 2. So number 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the middle guy. And we've chosen Panther. And once that focuses in. All right, so there's Panther. We'll read all this stuff, and I'll show you what this anima banner is. They're all the same on the people, and I'll show you what they do. And where he starts, I'll have all that set up, and I'll show you. And finally, number 8, which is this person here. And this is Harmonious Jade. Now, you'll notice the back of these player characters have a symbol. This would be their solar cast symbol. And they'll get some bonuses depending on where the action wheel, the time wheel is in a certain month. And I'll show you what those are. Now here are the bonuses, the traits. So we have movement. Everybody has 2 movement. So in a single month, everybody could move 2 dominions, as long as they're next to each other. If you want to move more dominions, you have to spend additional months, or you could spend jade. You spend 1 jade token for every extra dominion you want to move without actually moving the time wheel. Because time is a very big thing in this game, and you're going to see why it is so big. The essence, this is how much essence they start out with, 5 or 6. Usually it's between 5 and 7. So this is their fighting. He's better at fighting, because he rolls that many die. Resilience, he's better at resilience. She's definitely better at wits. She's better at stealth. And he's a little better at socializing. So let me just go quickly. Let's look at Harmonious Jade's little background. As the sun sets upon creation, darkness claims the world. But so too do the hunters, spies, and rogues of the night caste, who stalk the creatures of shadow. So she is a night caste, and apparently she's a rogue. But that doesn't really come into play too much, other than we have to know that she's a night caste, and her anima banner, and they're all the same. If they could spend 3 essence when they confront a rival, and everybody's gonna have a certain rival in the game, and they were gonna change once you defeat one, or once a rival defeats you, you're able to get another rival. Not that you want one. They're actually hindrances, but they offer some pretty good rewards when you get rid of them. So whatever we would normally roll for our trait changes to stealth for her. That's because stealth rolls 5 dice. So we'd have to spend 3 essence, motes of essence, to change our roll, whatever it was, to 5 dice. And that's our highest. That's why it does that. Let's look at Panther. He's of the Zenith caste, Prophet. As the brilliant noonday light banishes shadows and bathes creation, so do the priests, visionaries, and defenders of the Zenith caste banish dark entities and stand guard over the world. So that's where he's going to do his start. He's going to spend 3 essence to roll his resilience, because his resilience is the best. Now, he looks like a hunk. His fighting is good, but his resilience is the best, and that's because I guess he's a little bit priesty. So we'll get to that when we start battles. All right, so off camera, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up these guys are gone. I'm going to set up the characters, and I'm going to set up the other quests, and I'm going to show you exactly where they are on the board and where our characters start the game, and then that'll be it. All right, give me 1 second. All right, and through the magic of digital editing, we are all set up. So we have our 5 quests that I chose on the side, and some quests, as you'll see, here's quest number 1, only have 1 color. There's only 1 thing to do, and in this quest, we're going to try to focus it in. Get in here a little bit better. Save an innocent from a lynch mob. And some quests have actually 2. Now, let's see if I can. Sorry about the focus. They have 2 parts, and you have to solve one of them. And then the new location goes for the red, and then we'd have to go there and try to solve the red. But the quests are good because they give you renown tokens. These are the colored tokens we need to go solve the epic quests. So we have to solve these minor quests so we can get in to solve the epic quest. Here's just, let's see what the first one on number 2 would be. Shatter a murderous cult of the wild. All right. Quest number 3. And again, these quests are just for flavor. Attend a council of peasant elders and savants. Whatever that is. The 4th, now this has 3 parts. And this is actually asking us to go into the white dragons right here to try to solve the 3rd part. So this is going to be a difficult quest to get. And what is it? Let's see what it is. Interrogate, I believe, a captured terrestrial exalt to learn of a dragon-blooded invasion from the Blessed Isle. And finally, our 5th quest. Now these will change once we solve them, or once we're able to maybe pull another quest and discard one. This is recognize imminent war in strained relations between mortals and an underworld lord. And the only reason I'm reading them, I'm just giving you the flavor of the game and things to do. This is the time wheel, and we have our characters. This is their timepiece, because this will move around. This tells us how long it's going to take to do things. The game is divided into 5 seasons for 1 year of play. And that's just to fit in each of the 5 characters. In this, Panther, in these 3 months, I put these little motes of essence here because when the wheel hits the first one here, he gets the motes of essence in these months. This is so I don't forget. And same thing, this is Harmonious Jades. I'm just going to call her Jade from now on. But I don't want to confuse it with spending Jade tokens. So we'll see. Maybe I will call her Harmonious. So we'll see. And there's her 3 months where she gets her extra essence. So every year, these people are going to be getting 3 essence each. All right, so this is Jade's spot. She starts over in Kirigast, and this is her piece. And the pieces are pretty nice too. Let me see if I could get that focused. Well, all right. Maybe not too great. My hand focus is better than her. Anyway, we'll know it's her because she's bluish and she's got the that little bow. And then we have Panther. Panther has got that tan piece, and he's in a little looks like a martial arts stance, just like his card. So the pieces on the board and the pieces on the action wheel are exactly the same. Now let's go over to the characters. And here are the 2 characters. Here are the 5 essence that I set up for Panther, and the 6 essence that I set up for Harmonious Jade. And they also come with 2 black pieces that are exact same shape as the regular pieces. These are for the rivals. So we'll know whose rival is whose rival when it comes to the board. When the rival comes to the board, it's going to get placed in a dominion, and the second black piece for the rival is going to get placed on the time wheel as to when that rival's plot comes to fruition. And if it comes to fruition before we can foil it, then we lose that plot and something bad happens to us. So we're always in a time constraint rush to try to fight these things. All right, so aside from the 5 jade that we have and the essence, we also start off with 3 charm cards apiece. These are not interchangeable, but if we get reward cards, items, they're actually interchangeable, and we could use them at will for any of our characters anywhere on the board. So let's look at the charm cards, because these are kind of important. And we'll paraphrase them real quick. Battle Fury Focus. And I believe that is Panther on there, so that's perfect. So we could turn our anima, your anima banner can be turned against other solars. Now, we're not going to be fighting other solars. So because of this, when we start playing the game, we could discard any charm cards to receive a mote of essence, which we will be doing for this card. So I'm just going to put it on its side like that because we're not going to be using it. And also, if we discard any reward cards, we could pick up 1 jade token. But we didn't get any reward cards yet. Our second charm card for Panther is Hypnotic Tongue Technique. Wow. Take one of another player's charm cards at random, and the targeted charm cannot currently be in use. This is, again, something that I'm not going to bother with, because this just hurts another player. Although, if I need a charm card, because they're not interchangeable with each of us, this would actually make me be able to take a charm card from another player and use it. That actually might work out. So that's a possibility. And our third charm card for Panther is Courtier's Eye Technique. So we got a tongue technique and an eye technique. I guess these are traits that they get. Play this card when a rival card is drawn for you. Yeah, that we might do. A second rival is drawn, and I get to choose between the 2. The unusual rival is discarded. That's good, because then I could choose out of 2 rivals that come out to thwart. So these are the 2 cards I'm going to be worried about. This one I'm going to definitely sell when the game goes on. All right, let's go over to Harmonious Jade. Her first charm card is Enemy Castigating Solar Judgment. This charm makes all results of 9s and 10s on your roll each worth 2 successes. And we could do it after the dice are even rolled. And it can only be played against rivals. And forget about other solos because we're not fighting each other. So against a rival, instead of a 10 just being a double success, now we have 9s to be double successes. And we could use them after the roll. So this is a good card. These little symbols up here just tell us, let me see if I can focus it a little bit better. Just tell us like who, what it benefits, and they match things in the game, but we really don't need to know it. I mean, at a glance, maybe, but we're not going to worry about it this game. We're going to take it nice and easy. Phantom Steed. All right, that sounds like a horse. Add 2 dominions to your movement in a single month, and we could add 4 if the month is in twilight. That's one of the 5 casts that we can, be in a month. So that's good. This will give us an additional 2 without spending extra jade or another month. And if the month is in twilight, which is now the symbol matters, if we see that symbol on the board, that symbol will matter. And if we're in that month, we can move 4 extra dominions. That's really good. And the final card for Harmonious Jade. Mental Invisibility Technique. Play this Charm card to locate your action wheel marker on the ring of your choice in the current month. That just really gives us initiative. There's not going to be much of an initiative in this game because we're all going together. All of the players' markers are bumped outward 1 ring accordingly. So this is one of those cards I'm going to sell because we don't care who goes first in this game. This is just to make somebody go first in a month. And I'm going to put that to the side because that's going to be another card we're going to wind up selling. So these 2 cards I'm going to keep. And those sideways cards we're going to sell when the game starts. Let's go over to the time wheel. This is what I mean by the time wheel. Technically, I'm supposed to be like in these 2, but it gets very narrow here, and there's no other people playing except these 2. So I got them on the 2nd and 3rd ring. Usually in a game, whoever's on this first ring and it goes outward takes their turn. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So we're not going to worry about it in this game because all characters are going to be moving together. Except the first turn because we're not together. We got Harmonious Jade down here and we got Panther all the way up here. We want them to meet somewhere, and our best goal is to try to figure out which quest I want to go on to try to get the rewards. I don't know which epic quest we're going after yet, but let's see how successful we are with getting renown tokens, and then we'll start seeing which combinations of tokens we have between our party that would help us actually solve the game. So that's it. I think setup is complete. If there's anything I forgot, I'll say it in the next video. But in the meantime, this is it. Keep your brain on a treadmill. Play more games. Exalted, Legacy of the Unconquered Sun. We're going to start year 1 in the next video. Chillbo out. See ya.